Hello, today I have one of my favorite comfort meals to share with you, mini meatloaves with low-fat cream spinach. Typically this dinner is chock full of calories, fat, and sodium, but I'm going to show you how to make it healthier and still full of flavor too. We'll start with the meatloaves. I've preheated my oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and here I have 1 pound of extra lean ground turkey breast. I always try to buy lean or extra lean ground turkey breast, which means either 90% or 95% lean, because obviously it has less fat. Okay, next I have one 15¼ ounce can of low sodium whole kernel corn that I've drained and rinsed. Another option is to use one 10-ounce bag of frozen corn, but if you use frozen corn, you want to make sure it's completely thawed, drained, and rinsed, because extra water makes meatloaf soggy, and no one wants soggy meatloaf. Next, I have one 15¼ ounce can of low sodium sliced carrots that I've also rinsed and drained. Again, you could use frozen carrots here, a 12-ounce bag would do, but thaw, rinse, and drain them well. Next, I need to add 1 whole egg. There now, let's add our seasonings. I have a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1 tablespoon of dried parsley. You could also use a salt-free dried Italian spice blend if you prefer instead of the parsley. And last, I have 3/4 cup of quick cooking oats that will act as a binder for the meatloaf. Another option is to use crushed multigrain cereal or whole wheat breadcrumbs. All of those ingredients will add some extra fiber to our meatloaves. Now, I'm going to mix that all up. Now, I have 2 6-cup nonstick muffin pans that I've coated with cooking spray. I like using muffin pans for meatloaf as they help with portion control and they speed up the cooking time. These are going to be ready in 20 minutes compared to the 60 minutes that it usually takes to cook 1 whole meatloaf. So I'm going to scoop the meatloaf mixture into each muffin cup until they're all full. If you have extra still left in your bowl, go back and add a little bit more to each muffin cup. Okay, now this is ready for the oven, and I'm going to let these bake for 10 minutes. While the meatloaves are cooking, I'm going to make the glaze. I have 2 tablespoons of low sodium ketchup, 1 teaspoon of dry mustard, 1 tablespoon of water, 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar, or you could use red wine vinegar here, and 1/2 teaspoon of honey. Both sweeteners are optional, but I like to use them for just a quick touch of sweetness. A quick stir, and our glaze is ready. While my meatloaves are finishing cooking in the oven, I'll whip together our creamed spinach. Now, as you probably know, spinach is a really healthy vegetable. It's rich in vitamin A, K, C, fiber, iron, protein, the list goes on. But unfortunately, in many recipes, it often gets bogged down with a lot of butter or cream when it comes to cooking it. So here's my 4-ingredient recipe for creamed spinach that cuts out a lot of fat but still keeps all the flavor. I have a pot here on the stove over medium-high heat. And I'm adding 2 16-ounce bags of frozen chopped spinach that I've already thawed. along with 4 minced garlic cloves and 4 tablespoons of non-fat cream cheese. I'm going to stir and cook this until the water from the spinach cooks up, which should take about 5 minutes or so. So as you can see, all the water from my spinach mixture has evaporated. And now I'll stir in 3/4 of a cup of plain non-fat yogurt. I need to stir and cook that about 1 more minute until everything is warm. So our meatloaves have been cooking for 10 minutes, and I took them out of the oven briefly so I can glaze them. I'm spooning the glaze over each one until I use up the glaze. This is going to add great flavor and keep these nice and moist. So now back in the oven they go. So my creamed spinach is done, and I'm going to take my meatloaves out of the oven. Now, carefully, I'm going to run the edge of a knife around the edge of each muffin cup to loosen them, and then transfer them to a rack to cool for a bit before serving. One of my favorite things to do with the leftovers, if there are any, is to make meatloaf sandwiches. I put them on multigrain rolls and top with a little bit of low-sodium ketchup or tomato sauce. They're so good. I hope you get to make this heart-healthy, budget-friendly meal for your family soon. Thanks for watching.